Hey y'all, this is your tutorial video for your 2-octave F major scale. Okay, so first let's talk about the key of F major. So look at your key signature, which is all the way over on the left-hand side, over where the clef sign and the time signature are. So you'll see that the key of F major starts and ends on F and has one flat in the key signature, and that flat is B flat. Okay, so first let's just practice saying the notes of the key of F major in order, which is what a scale is, right? So we're just going to say the notes starting on F. F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. So those are the notes we're going to be playing in our F major scale. Now we're going to do this in 2 octaves on French horn for now, and so we're going to start on that low F and go all the way up to the high F at the top of the staff. So let's talk through fingerings. The low F on French horn, we can finger that low F trigger. We can also finger it first valve. Now on this scale, my preference is to do first valve, but the trigger fingering is easier for a lot of people, and the trigger fingering can actually be a really good way to test to make sure that you're starting on the right note. So you can play your test note as trigger and then switch to first valve, okay? But you can use either trigger or one for the low F. Then the next note after that is G, which is open. A is 1 and 2, no trigger. B flat is 1, C, D, E, F. Now we're on the F at the bottom of the treble clef staff. G, and then the A, this is where we're going to start using trigger 1 and 2, B flat, trigger 1, C, trigger, D is trigger 1 and 2, E is trigger 2, and F, the high F, is just trigger, okay? So those are all the fingerings. If you need to stop and kind of practice saying and fingering that slowly a couple times, that's okay. We're going to practice saying and fingering it right now. Okay, so first, here's what your low note sounds like. I'm going to use the trigger fingering to test the note, and then I'm going to switch over to first valve. That's a really good way for you to do that, to make sure you're starting on the right pitch, on the right partial. F. Okay, so we're going to practice singing and fingering the scale, note naming and fingering. I have my metronome on 40. Okay, so here we go. And we're going to be fingering starting on the low F, but I'm going to sing in the register that I can actually sing F, which is here. Okay, ready? And go. F, G, A, B flat, C, D, F. G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. E, D, C, B flat, A, G, F. E, D, C, B flat, A, G, F. Okay. And again, you know, if you're first learning this, or if you already know it and you're still just practicing it and getting better at it, you can practice that at whatever tempo you need to go to get it right for now. And once you can play it right, then you can work on going faster. So it's always more important to play right than it is to play fast. And we always have to start, you want to practice your scales at whatever tempo you can play them without any mistakes. Then once you can play it consistently without any mistakes, then you can gradually work on and changing your tempo, okay? So it's important to always do this with a metronome so you know what tempo you're at. And so if you need to practice note naming and fingering it several more times, you can go ahead and do that. You can note name and finger it as many times as you need to make sure that you know all the fingerings, okay? So now we're going to play the 2-octave F major scale. Okay, and so my breathing plan on this is going to be, I'm going to play the first octave, then I'm going to take a breath at that quarter note F, and then I'm going to blow all the way through the top octave up and down, and I'm going to plan to not take a breath at the top, because I don't like to take a breath and then have to come back in on a high note. So I'm going to push my air all the way through that top octave, then I'm going to take another breath before the bottom octave again. Okay, so let me demonstrate that for you. I'm going to do that right now with the metronome at 40. Okay, so there you go. That's your 2-octave F major scale. Happy practicing.